adventures of Harry Nile.
And now, you lucky first-nighters, the moment you've been waiting for. Opening her very limited engagement here at the lower level with Joe Larkin at the piano. Will you welcome, please, the one, the only, Maggie Brown.
I'm gonna love you like nobody's loved you. Come rain or shine, high as a mountain, deep as a river. I'm sorry. Play something, Joe.
Maggie, what is it?
There'll be a slight pause, folks. Just keep your seats. I'm sure Maggie will be back in just a second. Joe, you want to play something? Ladies and gentlemen, just keep your seats. We're going to listen to Joe Larkin at the piano. Where'd she go?
She's in her dressing room.
Maggie, can I come in? Maggie, it's Max. Maggie, you okay in there? Maggie! Somebody call a doctor!
It's 1952 in Seattle. A $2 ticket gets you in to watch Katharine Hepburn have a romance at the Palomar Theater, or John Wayne fight the bad guys at the Orpheum. If you're a jazz buff, you might be jammed into the cozy basement called the lower level for some live entertainment to take your mind off the Korean War news and political campaigns of the year. Harry Nile joins the throng in that jazz club to begin unraveling the case called Blues for Maggie Brown.
When I get the call from the owner of the jazz club, all he tells me is his headline act won't come out of her dressing room and he needs a detective, fast.
You're Harry Nile.
Yeah, right.
Max Trepanis. Murray Beagle recommended you. He's my lawyer.
Oh, yeah, I know Murray. Did a couple of jobs for him. Glad to know you.
And this is Maggie Brown. Maggie, Harry Nile.
Hi.
It's a pleasure. I sure like your records.
That's very nice.
I'll bring you up to date, Nile. I introduced Maggie for her first set around 8:30. She sings 3 or 4 bars, and then she freezes and runs off the stage.
I've never done this before.
And I find her here in her dressing room, passed out cold on the floor. Scared the wits out of me. I called a doctor, then I called you.
But I never faint. I've done gigs when I was running 103 degrees, sick as a dog. I'm not a quitter.
Of course you're not, Maggie.
And it couldn't have been stage fright.
Are you kidding? I've done jazz at the Phil, the Newport Festival, Carnegie Hall. I love crowds. The bigger, the better. Listen, honey. What's your name again?
Harry. It's Harry.
Okay, Harry. Let me tell you how it went. Joe goes into the intro. I walk onto the stand. And what I do is I look around the room and I find one guy I can sing the first line to. So I'm scanning the house. And all of a sudden, I see someone sitting alone at a table right down front. And I thought I was seeing things, but I wasn't.
Oh, okay, Maggie. Okay, take it easy. Now tell Harry who you thought you saw.
Mitch, my husband.
Oh, why would it shake you up to see your husband in the audience?
Mitch has been dead for 2 years.
Well, it's got to be a simple case of mistaken identity, which is what I say to Max in his office when we leave Maggie in her dressing room.
Look, if she bails out on me, this is going to kill me. We already refunded the cover to about 40 people who walked out mad as the devil. Didn't want to stay for the second show.
Yeah, if there's a second show.
That's why I thought about calling you. You know anything about the jazz scene? You know Maggie Brown hit the skids a few years ago. Stopped recording and doing club dates altogether. Well, she's making her comeback now. But in this business, Nile, you never know. Find the guy she thought was Mitch Marino so she can stop thinking she's seen a ghost.
She was married to Mitch Marino, the guy who was killed by a gangland hit?
Yeah, that's him. Now give it to me straight. Is there any way you can find this guy she saw?
Well, as a start, if he was at a ringside table, he must have had a reservation.
That's right.
And every table has a number, probably.
Yeah. He was at table 2. Hey, I dig. I'll get the reservation list and I'll find out his name.
Uh-huh, and while you do that, I'm going to go back and talk with Maggie a little bit.
Yeah, who's it?
It's Harry Nile. Is Maggie still in there?
I'm Maggie's piano man, Joe Larkin.
Yeah, Joe. Nice to meet you. You feeling any better, Maggie?
A little. The doctor gave me something.
Uh-huh.
You want me to stay, Maggie?
Yeah, stick around for a minute, Joe.
Joe, tell me, did you stay on the bandstand very long after Maggie walked off?
Well, I thought she'd be coming back to finish her set, so yeah, I played a few tunes.
Did you get a look at the guy she saw?
No, afraid not. The piano blocked my view.
Did you ever know her husband?
No. Joe's only been working with me for about a year.
Well, Maggie, I don't suppose you happen to have a picture of Mitch Marino with you, do you?
A picture? No.
You feel up to telling me how he died?
You didn't know about it? They blew up his car.
And the mob did it?
Who else?
Where'd this happen?
Just outside of Chicago, where we used to live.
Okay, well, maybe you've been thinking about him a lot, and tonight you saw a guy who just...
I wasn't thinking about him. He's the last thing on my mind. This was not in my head, honey.
All right, well, then this guy you saw, did he do anything when you spotted him? Did he, I don't know, wink at you or smile or anything?
No, he was just sitting there.
Nile, you in there? It's Max Trepanis.
Yeah, come on in, Max.
Oh, hi, Maggie. How you feeling now?
I'll be okay. I'm going to do the second show, honey. Don't worry. Oh, and here. Thanks for the bottle, but no thanks.
Maggie, I didn't know that was there. I'm sorry. Must belong to Sid Manning. He played here last week. Oh, well, anyway, Nile, here's the name of that party that reserved table 2.
Jones? Just Jones? No first name?
No. We just take the last name to hold the table. But we do get a phone number.
And you called it?
Yeah. No answer.
What are you guys building?
Well, if I can find this guy you thought was your husband, I'll get the two of you together and you can take a look.
Oh, no, you won't. I do not want to see him again.
Hey, Maggie, he's just trying to prove to you that the guy you saw was...
Forget it, will you? The whole deal was probably just my imagination. I know that's what you're thinking, and maybe you're right.
I want to get this thing cleared up so you can go out there with an easy mind.
I'll be fine. Only right now, I gotta shoo you boys out of here so I can rest a little. Us old broads have to have our naps, you know.
Okay, sure. You get some rest, Maggie.
Second show at 11, Maggie. See you then.
She still thinks it was Marino, doesn't she?
Or his ghost.
I know.
And she doesn't want to meet the guy. Why?
She'd have to admit her husband's really dead.
Yeah, I guess.
This same thing happened last week in Portland, too.
You're kidding me. Oh, man. She's a mental case.
No. What happened?
Well, she saw someone the night we opened.
And she thought it was her husband?
I don't know. It was right after the first show, and we were talking to some people. She started looking at some guy walking past. Then she turns as white as a sheet and cuts out and heads for the ladies' room. Stays there about half an hour. But when she came out, she just laughed it off. I kind of forgot about it. Till tonight.
Hey, I'll tell you what this is. This is her way of grieving. Deep down inside, she doesn't want to believe he's really dead.
Okay, now you level with me, Joe. Does Maggie still have a bottle problem?
Maggie? All she drinks now is ginger ale. She took the cure in New Orleans, of all places, to go on the wagon.
Well, it's pushing 10 o'clock now, and I need to do some fast research on the death of Mitch Marino, so I call up Murphy. We drive over to the newspaper morgue.
What do you need first, Harry?
Well, photos of Mitch Marino, the most recent ones I can get. They'd be over there in that line of filing cabinets. And while you're doing that, I'll see how the wires wrote up Marino's death. I see here. McIntosh, Madison, McGuire. Ah, here we are. Marino, Mitch, August 10th, 2 years ago. Gangland figure dies in flaming car. Mitch Marino, long suspected of racketeering in Chicago, was found dead in his burning car by Winnetka, Illinois police last night. The car, which was found in a gravel pit off Green Bay Road, did not appear to have been involved in an accident. The death bore the earmarks of a gangland execution, according to Chief of Detectives Warren Toms of the Winnetka Police Department. Identification was made... Ha-ha. Oh, that's interesting.
And here's his picture. Ooh, he was a nice-looking man.
Yeah, he's got a great head of hair.
Oh, and here's a picture of his burned-out car. And, Harry, what are you doing? Hey, you can't take that picture out of here.
Yeah? Watch me.
Nile, you're back. Any luck?
Well, I'll tell you in a minute. How long before Maggie goes on?
5 minutes.
How's she doing?
She sounds good. I just talked to her on the intercom from her dressing room.
Well, I have to talk to her. Oh, this is my assistant, Murphy. Murphy, this is Max Trepanis. He owns the place.
Oh, hello.
Pleasure. But I'm afraid we're sold out for this show.
Oh, no. She's not going to need a table. Murphy's going to be standing here in the back of the house. Is that okay?
Well, yeah, but...
I need to be where I can watch, but not be in the way.
Oh. Well, there's the coat room. You could hang out in there with the hat check girl.
Think that'd be okay, Harry?
Yeah, no, that'd be perfect. Now, Max, are any of your ringside tables reserved for a party of just one in this second show?
No. 2 or more for every table in the house.
Huh. But table 2 is still empty.
Yeah, it is.
Huh, it's the same table now where Maggie thought she saw Mitch Marino. Who's it reserved for?
Well, let me look on the reservation list here. Oh, boy.
What?
First show it was Jones. This
show it's Smith, huh?
Right.
Isn't that interesting? And one other question. You got any security people here in the club?
Yeah, see that guy over there?
Yeah?
He's an off-duty cop.
He's moonlighting. All right, good. You tell him to keep his eye on whoever shows up to claim table 2 and make sure he knows that Murphy and I are here and doing something.
I don't even know what you and Murphy are doing.
Just tell him if there's a disturbance, he should come down here and take charge.
Hey, now listen, I don't want any rough stuff.
No, neither do I. And I don't think there's going to be. Whoever Smith turns out to be, he won't want a lot of attention. Okay, Murph, you make yourself invisible while I go backstage and talk to Maggie.
Wait a minute, Nile. You're not going to get her upset, are you? She doesn't sing, and everyone in the joint demands a refund. I won't open tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll bear that in mind. I elbow my way through the crowded tables and up the narrow steps that lead backstage to Maggie Brown's tiny dressing room. Her pianist, Joe Larkin, is with her, and she lets me in.
You gonna be out front for the show, honey?
Oh, I wouldn't miss it for anything. How you feeling?
Top of the world.
Good. Now do me a favor. Hold off. Don't go on stage for a couple of minutes.
Why?
Well, you got to trust me on this.
What's going on?
Well, I'll tell you in a couple of minutes.
Now, wait a minute. I want to know exactly what's going on
Max
here.
likes his shows to begin on time. He told us that before we even unpacked.
Okay, don't get upset. I'll fix it with Max. Besides, there's still a couple of people who haven't showed up.
What do you mean?
Well, there's still one empty table out there. It'd be better if everyone was all settled down before you started the music, wouldn't it be? Hey, listen, I can guarantee you won't be seeing any ghosts this time.
Who said anything about ghosts?
Well, I thought maybe you believed the dead can come back to life.
And how do you know they can't?
Hey, let's not be messing with her head, okay?
Yeah, sure, okay. Listen, I'll come get you when it's time, okay? From backstage, I take a look at the crowd. Table 2 is still empty. Whoop, wait a minute. There's a waitress bringing a guy through the club, leading him right down to, table 2. A tall guy wearing a long camel's hair coat thrown over his shoulders and dark glasses and a cap, sort of like Dizzy Gillespie wears. He sits down, but he doesn't take off the cap or the shades, and he keeps his coat on. He puts a deck of smokes on the table and lights one. The waitress takes his order and wiggles back through the crowd. He sits there, his elbows on the table, hands are clasped together, big pinky ring flashing back at the blue stage lights as he opens and closes his fingers, sort of like a crab waiting for its prey. This guy is Mr. Cool. I make my way along the wall to the back of the house. I collect Murphy, and we start moving through the crowd. Just a guy and his date, just heading for table number 2. The chair beside Mr. Cool is still empty when we get down front. Well, here we go, Stella. Well, whatever. Hey, pal, you're in our spot. Do you mind moving?
You made a mistake. This is my table.
Table 2, isn't that what the guy said, Stella?
Table 2, that's what he said.
Look, I don't know what your problem is, but I reserved this table and I'm not moving.
Well, we'll see about that. Listen, I'm a personal friend of the manager. You sit down here, Stella, and I'm going to go find the manager.
The lady isn't welcome.
Well,
You try to start something, fella? I mean, hey, waitress, this guy's in the wrong
Keep
place.
your voice down.
Waitress, bring me the manager, can you?
Okay. The lady can sit.
Yeah? Oh, wonderful. And what about me?
I don't know. Get another chair.
Oh, I have to get another chair.
Just keep your voice down.
And another thing, who do you think you are, wearing a cap indoors? You got no manners.
Listen, I've had it with you two. You want to pick a fight, go out in the alley.
Oh, you want to fight, huh? Come on. Come on.
Oh, for the love of Mike, pipe down.
Come on, we're going outside.
Get your hands off me.
No, no one's going to insult my girlfriend.
Crazy? I didn't insult you.
Oh, yes, you did. You insulted me.
Come on, you stand up. We're going outside.
Go with my coat.
You coming outside with me?
I don't know what you're looking at.
Listen, pal, you just scare me to death. You come on, jerk.
All right. We'll go outside.
You stay right here, Stella. I'll take care of this jerk, and I'll be right back. Excuse me. Sorry, man. Excuse me, sir. Move aside.
Where do you think you're going?
You just come with me, and don't try to get away. Come on. Right this way, right through the back of the stage.
Hands off me, or so help me.
I'm just as big as you are, Pally, and I ain't wearing those sissy dark glasses either. Come on, move.
Hey, one more shove. Wait a minute. This is a dressing room.
Right in here, Mitch. And what you feel in the back of your neck is a gun.
You're out of your mind. What?
What's going on? What are you doing in my dressing room? Joe, what are they doing? Who is this?
Joe, I want you to get Max and the police officer. Have them meet us right here in Maggie's dressing room right now.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Who is this? You called him Mitch.
Now, don't faint, Maggie. Now, Mitch, take that big, heavy gun out of your big, heavy coat and relieve you of your pretty maroon cap and the shades.
Oh, no, it is.
And I give you Mitch Marino, alive and well.
Hey, she looked like she'd seen a ghost.
Well, I guess she'll just have to lie there with her face in her makeup until help arrives. She did say she needed a nap.
Oh, you are stupid. You lifted my gun. Now go ahead and lift my wallet, too, smart boy. You'll find out my name is George Smith, and I have a permit to carry that gun.
Maggie, can you hear me? Maggie, come out of it. Wake up, Maggie. Maggie?
Oh, no. Oh, no. I didn't dream it.
Now, take a good look. You know this man?
It is you, isn't it, Mitch?
Couldn't find that sort of cop.
Yeah? Where'd you look?
Well, everywhere in the club.
Okay, Joe, no problem.
Maybe I ought to go out and play something, Maggie.
No. I might need your help right here. How you doing, Maggie?
Just tell me one thing, Mitch. How'd you do it? Who was it that died in the back of your car in Winnetka?
The guy you hired to ice me.
Big Herbie?
Big Herbie the Torpedo, yeah. Poetic justice, they call it.
Maggie tipped him off?
She hated my guts, didn't you, Maggie?
The family doesn't approve of divorce. Killing, yes. Divorce, never.
Big Herbie was a punk from another organization. Maggie told him when I'd be out of my car long enough for him to plant some fireworks. Only I found out. Boy, was he surprised when I made him the marshmallow before he could do it to me. The heap burned for an hour before the firemen found it. There was no way you could identify what was left of Herbie. But they did identify my watch. I gave him my $1,000 or mega watch, studded with diamonds, after I chilled him, but before I torched the car. You see, diamonds don't burn.
That was what, 2 years ago, huh?
Right. I've been hiding for 2 years, setting up a way to get back at my devoted wifey here.
So, you haunted her, with Joe's help.
Hey.
Oh, you were in on it with Mitch.
You prove it.
Well, Mitch needed you to help make Maggie more vulnerable. If you could convince Maggie that she was seeing things, she might go around the bend, maybe start hitting the bottle again. That's why you planted that full jug of rye here in the dressing room.
Oh, man, you are pitiful. You think you could ever prove that?
Well, there is one other thing. You remember when you said you couldn't see Mitch at the table number 2, because the piano hid that table from your view? Well, I've been on the stand, and I sat on the piano stool, and you could look right at table number 2 and see it very clearly.
Hey, it's 11:45. You going to do a second show or not?
Max, have you been in your office lately? Listening to the intercom? When I went over to check on Maggie, when she fainted, I pushed the send button on the phone beside her head.
Oh, sure. Officer Sherman and I heard everything over the dressing room intercom. There's a squad of cops coming to take Marino away.
And Joe Larkin, don't forget him.
Yeah? What about Maggie? She tried to get Mitch killed.
Yeah, so we heard. But we got a house full of impatient people out there, and you got a contract, Joe. So hit the stand. You're going to need the dough to hire a flock of lawyers.
Me? Work with him? Are you kidding?
Where are you going to get another piano man right now?
All right. Let's open with the blues.
Maggie's blues?
What else?
And I'll hold Mitch till the cops come.
Okay, here we go. And you two stop glaring at each other. Ladies gentlemen, the lower level proudly presents the one, the only, Maggie Brown.
I don't care about his name. I don't care about his fame. He could be a millionaire, but you can keep him all the same because he done me, baby, like every other gal in town, yeah. And all he ever gave me, Case of the Blues for Maggie Brown.
Blues for Maggie Brown was written and produced by Jim French and featured Phil Harper as Harry Nile, Pat French as Murphy, and special guest stars Harry Anderson as Joe, Russell Johnson as Mitch, Colby Chester as Max, and as Maggie Brown, Patty Payne. Pat French directed with sound created by Stu Conway, Sean O'Meara, and Ben Peterson. Mixing by Peggy Stokes. The program was taped before a live audience in Seattle. The Adventures of Harry Nile are copyrighted by Jim French Productions, Incorporated. This is Jay Green speaking.